you have 5 claims of forced. I can verify 4 via camera that they're lies. And so the one that I can't see, I'm like, she's probably telling the truth about that one though, right? Most likely. And you're like, well, why would she lie about that? You're all, I don't know. A $4 million settlement or whatever. All right, so since we last talked about this yesterday, there's a new video out that shows Conor McGregor with the accuser at a club after this supposed bathroom thing happened. We're going to watch it really quick. I'm going to show you guys the version John Bravo did, because John Bravo tried to help me out yesterday, so I'm going to try to help him out today. He does great documentaries, but I'm going to show you guys, okay, the video of Conor and her together. Then I'm going to show you the text messages between her and the guard. I talked about that a little bit on the live stream yesterday, but I only very superficially looked at it. I looked at it again. It says a lot more than you think. And now between this video, the text messages, right, and every other thing that we've seen, the video of them going in and out together, all of that, I'm going to tell you literally, I'll tell you exactly what happened here. Like where most people be like, hey, listen, man, no one's going to know what happened in the bathroom. Nope. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in the bathroom. Straight up. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. And I will say, I would call myself 95% confident of exactly what happened here. And I'm talking like from minute 1 to the following day. All right. And I would basically, if you watch my channel consistently, you probably already know it's like, he's probably got this figured out if he's saying that he does, because I do. Okay. Now, also, there are some weird details that John Bravo actually pointed out about outfits and timelines, etc., that we're going to go through. And another thing that I definitely am going to talk about is, what do you notice about the girl, right? Like, what do you notice about the girl? Now, I am honestly, even though I will just tell you overtly that she lied, okay? She fabricated this story, okay? She tried to get a check from Conor. She tried to get a check from the Heat. She tried to get a check from the NBA, all right? Now, there are portions of her story that are true, but she made this story up, all right, in terms of lots of it, because now she's gotten exposed. Bottom line, like she caught, dude. She's caught, okay? You're caught. There's no more speculation. Now, again, parts of what she's saying are true, and I can say that to 95% confidence, all right? What qualifies you to say 95% confidence? Oh, you mean like what happens if you bring a girl into the bathroom, whatever? Like, what? Listen, man, if you've ever lived that life, you just know. I just know, dude. I know what happened here. Also, because she's lying about all this other stuff, I don't feel a lot of guilt when I say she's a little, thicker than you would have expected Conor McGregor to be like that one. You know what I mean? Like, there seems to be some kind of apparatus around Conor in terms of like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like in the text message conversation between her and the guard, which we'll go over also, there seems to be an apparatus around Conor where he's like, hey, I'm going to go find a girl. Okay. I'm going to take her in the bathroom. I'm going to smash. You guys make sure no one comes in. Right. There seems to be that like infrastructure there. And you would think that the girl Conor's going to take into, which, by the way, what are you doing, dude? You in the bathroom with girls? Really? You're too famous for that. But anyway, you would think the girl would be a smoke, right? An absolute smoke show. This is not what I would expect to see, but it's relevant to this story. It is actually very, very relevant to the story, okay? And I will explain to you guys exactly why. But first, let's watch the video. Oh, before we do that, though, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. I appreciate you guys. And like this video, okay? The first time that you smile, or I make a point where you're like, damn, he did have his arms around this thing. Just like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, then do it. All right, let's rock. So this is the girl.
So let's watch this.
And by the way, again, this is John Bravo's channel. John Bravo Films.
So we see him there.
This is 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes after this thing in the bathroom happened.
Acting with her. He's picking his nose.
He's picking his nose.
Nothing crazy yet.
Is he holding her there? Is she, like he's against the wall, right? Like he's in the back of a club against the wall. And why is that relevant? It's relevant because she is in between him and the exit. Okay? She's in between him and the exit. Do you understand? That situation, it's the opposite of her being held there against her will. The exact opposite. She has wide open space between her and the door. She can just leave. She doesn't have to be there. There's no one between her and the door. Conor is against the wall. She is the one who is initiating being there. She could just get up and leave. And so I just want to take you back to the story that she originally told, because as we get into this and now people, it starts to become a lot more clear what actually happened here. Okay, the conversation changes immensely. It changes from, well, if a guy aggressively tries to hook up with a girl, where does that cross over into assault, right? Like if a guy takes a girl in the bathroom, just because she, went in the bathroom with him, and any smart person would know why you're going in the bathroom with a celebrity like Conor McGregor. Well, once she was in that situation and he tried to take it too far, is that assault? It's like, well, where's the line? That's the actual conversation here, right? That's the actual conversation. But this is the key point. The story she told, her words, were that security separated her from her friend, dragged her, forced her into the bathroom where she was not allowed to leave, and Conor and his security guard, right, forcefully kissed her, took down her pants, made her go down, Then he was about to sodomize her, man. How does she know that, right? Like how, you know what I mean? Like if you didn't go, like how do you know that's where he was going? Okay. Anyway, but she was able to elbow him. Now, I will say this though, dude. The story about her elbowing and making space is a lot more believable now that I see what she looks like. Not, but more believable than if it was like a tiny little girl. Anyway. But so she said that she had to elbow him and run away to make space and then beg his team so that she could please get her purse back. Bullshit. You're sitting there right there with him right there. You had to beg for your purse back? What are you talking about? You weren't separated by security, okay? No one dragged you or forced you in. You walked in holding his hand, okay? Afterwards, you didn't have to beg for your bag. The only part that's in dispute is the part where you're in the bathroom. Every other part that we can verify is a lie. All of it. Okay? Now, what I believe is that the only parts that are true are in the bathroom, right? But now let's look at her text messages real quick, okay? Because these are extraordinarily telling, okay? So let's watch this part, and then we'll go over what this actually means.
What's up? The woman says, yo, I didn't know he was trying to expletive me in bathroom.
You didn't? Oh, you didn't know that? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This is why what she looks like becomes relevant, okay? So she says, I didn't know he was trying to F me in the bathroom, right?
Expletive was crazy. I pushed him off me. He pulled my pants down.
Oh my gosh, he did? Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I think this is actually true. But there are lots of guys that pull girls' pants down in the bathroom in a consensual situation, right? So there's no crime there. So the question is, anyway, so this guy.
All right, so let's take.
So then the guy says, how did you not know? LOL. The guard says, how did you not know? Right? Common sense. He's like, you serious? You didn't know? What do you think why would Conor take you in the bathroom? Like, what are you doing? Right? She says, I was like, no, because I thought we were just going to go to the bathroom. Okay. Well, okay. She says, what just happened?
Take a look at these.
And she says, I'm not going to F any man in a bathroom. I don't care who you are. Guess I'm an idiot, but I would never, especially somewhere that I frequent. Okay. So that's her story, right? Like she says, I didn't know he was trying to F in the bathroom. Okay. Right. So maybe if we're reading between the lines about what she said and what she didn't say, and she's like, yeah, I knew I was going to go in there and blow him. I didn't think he was going to try to like bang, you know, like of course I go in there and blow him, but like, he's trying to bang me in the bathroom. I'm not effing you in the bathroom. Okay. So that is possible because that's exactly what I think was going on. Right. I think she literally was like, I mean, it's possible that she went in there completely blind and ignorant, but even in her story, she's like, he forced me to perform oral sex on him. And you're like, all right, well, let's think about the other times she's used forced in this story. The security forced me to separate from my friend. The security forced me into the bathroom. When I came back, security refused to give me back my bag, and I had to beg them to get it back. Okay, lie. Why on earth would you believe that this part's true? You know, it's like you have 5 claims of forced. I can verify 4 via camera that they're lies. And so the one that I can't see, I'm like, she's probably telling the truth about that one though, right? Most likely. And you're like, well, why would she lie about that? You're all, I don't know. You know, a $4 million settlement or whatever, you know, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of like, what would someone pay to make this go away? You know, like a few $1 million, you know, a few $1 million. So no, I don't believe this at all. I'll tell you exactly what happened. She went into the bathroom with Conor. She blew him. And then Conor is, you know, whatever, hyped up. And he's like, oh, yeah, let's do this. And she's like, whoa, dude. Whoa. He's a little bit, you know, he's like aggressively trying to flip her around or whatever, you know, turn her around. And she's like, whoa, guy, I'm not doing that. And so, yeah, Conor tried to escalate. She said no. She didn't say, like, she said I had to push him off. Okay, so that just means like, whoa, guy, enough. He didn't like, so all you're talking about is, so you went to the bathroom to blow a dude and then he wanted to take it further and you were like, whoa, man, stop it. Cause I will, you know, listen, 95%, that's what happened. Where with the only added thing of like, the only other plausible scenario, right, is that she went in there to do blow with Conor and then she was like, oh, I don't know, you know, maybe he's going to try something, whatever. But the part where you get to Conor aggressively trying something that she didn't want to do is when he tries to escalate there. She tells him to stop, pushes off. She starts talking to people about it the next day. They're like, wait, so man, like they start, you know, like, man, is that assault? Like, is that assault? How much? Dude, you could probably get a lot of money. I mean, he really like, when there's a financial incentive, it's amazing what people can talk themselves into. Like she could very easily the next day talk herself into that, like this really was assault. You're like, okay, but then so why do you have to lie about it? You know, if it's assault, why do you have to lie about every other thing? Because you lied about every other thing, right? And so here's the other thing, right? Here's the part about why, you know, her being, you know, a little whatever, right? Like a little bit bigger than you would have expected, right? Like why is this relevant? I'll tell you exactly why. So how am I going to do this part of the video without sounding like an absolute utter pig? So I've been together with Gabrielle and I will have been married for 15 years in December. All right. So anything that I talk about relating to my world prior to that, we're talking, you know, closer to 2 decades ago than anything like, so, you know, don't judge me is what I'm saying. We're talking like this world I'm not inexperienced with is my point, but it's a long time ago. So in that situation, when you're on the hunt, right? Like you're in the, you know, when you're in a club or you're at a bar or whatever, and you're single and you're looking for, you know, you're looking for a girl that night because you don't have a girl. That's what you do if you're single or you're just a scumbag. You're out of the bar, you're looking for a girl and you're assessing, you know, you look at girls and you're like, is this girl gettable? You know, like, does this girl look open to and I'm just talking like even like having a conversation. And if you're a person who's good at reading people, you can assess the likelihood that this is a good, you know, person to approach and start talking to just looking at them a lot of the time, you know, and you're just on autopilot, just kind of, you know, gauging what you've got. Now, Conor, you guys know about Conor. I don't know what doing lots of, you know, booze and blow does to his instincts with people, But you guys know Conor has instincts like the best of us, where he can look at a person. Remember, he would always say that. He's like, I could just look at a person and I could tell what they're feeling. You think that he doesn't apply that in these situations? 1,000% he does. So if he's out like, oh, I got to take a girl to the bathroom, he's assessing targets all the time, Now targets and on the hunt, that makes it sound very like rapey, but that's not what I mean at all, Like you're essentially looking for a consensual transaction, right? You're not looking for a wife. You're not looking for a girlfriend. The girls are not looking for that either. You're looking for a willing, transactional relationship with someone that night. You're out at a club. Now, why is it relevant what she looks like? Okay, so this is the thing. So if you want a higher likelihood of close ratio, if you're being lazy, right? Like if you're being lazy and you're like, I don't really want to take a big risk with like a, like if you go see just an absolute dime, okay, just subconsciously you're like, that looks like a tough get, man, And it's not, in all honesty, it's actually not like what I've learned as like an older person who now just kind of like surveys the world is that's actually, if they're single, they're not necessarily a harder get. As a matter of fact, they might even be easier because people are afraid to approach them because they look at them like, oh my God. Now, most of them are usually taken, but this doesn't apply. But, guys subconsciously, oh my God, that's a tough mountain to climb. And if you're really in a spot, you might look for someone that you're like, oh, well, that's easy, dude. That one's easy. And so you might land on a girl like this where you're like, I'm going to be the only suitor. Like, what are the odds she turns me down? 0. And so you assume, if they're talking to you, they're having a good time, you assume like, oh, if I try to get after this, she'll be grateful. Like she'll be like stoked because it's me. If you're Conor McGregor, I'm saying, he's like, it's me. Like she'll be stoked that this is happening. The thing is, okay, a bigger girl has a lot, and I'm talking a lot less experience with dudes hitting on them like that. And then subsequently dudes trying to hook up with them like that. Right? It just is what it is. Like they'll just have less experience with that. With like a dude, there's like a certain caliber of girl that just like goes in, but she knows exactly what's going on. Because there's no like guy friend zone for them, right? Like going to the bathroom and like, oh, maybe we're gonna do blah blah blah. That's like a girl who like has guy friends. Okay, certain caliber of girls, too hot to have guy friends. There's no fucking guy friends because no guys can interact with them without constantly being like, Jesus, I would fucking cut my arm off to have sex with her once. And it's impossible for them to hide it, Like girls they figure out how to read dudes from when they're 13 years old, starting at like 12, 13 years old. Girls, like I've talked to hot girls about this. I'm like, when did you like really notice dudes were eyeballing you? I'm talking about adults, obviously. And they're like, honestly, when I was like 12 or 13, that's when I started catching dudes just eyeballing me. So by the time they're 26, okay, they can tell instantly. And so a dude's like, hey, let's go to the bathroom. Like there's no scenario where in their mind they're all, oh, he just wants to help me go to the bathroom. Get the fuck out of here. They know exactly what they're doing. And so for them, if they go into the bathroom with you, they know exactly what they're doing. They already know. They've already had to pretend to be asleep and all kinds of like crazy stuff because they have creep ass dudes trying to bang all the time. So they get good at avoiding situations where they might have to do something uncomfortable to get out of that situation. They just won't go into it. Gabrielle has stories. That's her move was always like pretend to be asleep, the old pretend to be asleep. You want to know who she had to pretend? This is actually notable. So her number one, story on pretend to be asleep is her friend in LA. Like, so just for context, dating in LA, if you're like in your early 20s, oh, she's dating, blah, blah. That just means banging, right? Like they're not going out on dates. So her friend was dating Joe Francis, the Girls Gone Wild guy, dating, I'm sure she was probably one of the only ones, dude. Or she's probably the only one. It's probably exclusive. Joe Francis is probably the only one. So the other one is dating Joe Francis. Gabrielle goes to a party there. It's at it's not a Girls Gone Wild party. It's at the guy's house who did Girls Gone Wild. And her friend go to sleep in Joe Francis' room. So like her and her friend, you know, it's whatever, 3 a.m. They're asleep. They're like trying to sleep in Joe Francis' bed. Her friend is asleep, and Joe Francis, Girl Gone Wild guy, comes in, and Gabrielle's all, dude, she's like, I could literally smell the grease on him. Like he was just on so much blow. He was just like, and he started trying to hook up with Gabrielle with her friend in the bed asleep. That she went there with, because she's like supposedly dating this guy, and Gabrielle, like, if you know Gabrielle, there's not like a percentage low enough to give you the odds of her hooking up with this girl's dude in the bed. It would never happen in a million years. And I'm like, so what'd you do? She's like, I just pulled I'm asleep. I'm like, you just pretend to be asleep. She's like, yeah, you know, like you pretend to be asleep, and then like if they get a little bit too close to anything, you go, It's just so funny because that's like such a standard move for these girls. You know what I mean? That's like a standard ass move, at least back in the day, you know? And so girls like that are used to doing that. They wouldn't go in the bathroom without knowing. They know, okay, for sure he's going to try to bang. There's no like catching them off guard. So this girl, if she was caught off guard, that's why. A lack of experience. She hasn't have 75 times she's had to pretend to be asleep, you know, or like, you know, because here's the thing, like as much as this is spiraling into like a completely separate topic, not really actually. Being a guy is not easy, right? In this kind of thing, right? I mean, I can't really, I can kind of try to put myself in the position of a girl, but like the guy always has to initiate this stuff, right? You have any idea how stressful that is? The first time you initiate like kissing a girl, it's super stressful, man. It's super stressful. I hated that shit, man. I hate it. There's not one girl in my entire life ever where like the first time I kissed her, I wasn't like, fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Even if the whole entire night we'd be hanging out, you know, I'd like, you know, hand on the small of her back. She's walked all the way back to my house with me. We're in my house, and I still in my mind, I'm like, fuck, man, I hope, you know, like, it's awful, dude. You know, it's like weird. It's fucking weird. It's weird. But for the girl, it's just as weird for them. They just have to like sit there and they're like, okay, like I think he's going to try to kiss me. You know, do I want to? I don't know. And so they either have to like be ready for it or figure out an escape plan, you know? I don't know. The dynamic is really weird. But Conor aggressively was just trying to, because he's used to getting yes all the time, and he's looking at this big ass girl and he's like, there's no way she's gonna reject me. Like, of course she's down. And she said, wait, no, I'm not down to get my pants taken off, I'm out. And so she left, right? And then the next day they started counting their dollars, and she made up a story, you know, with a couple things that were true. Yeah, he did aggressively kiss me. You know, he said he forced me to go down on him versus, yeah, I definitely planned on going down on him. And then, you know, and then he pulled down my pants. He wanted to take it to the next level, and I had to push him off me. I was like, hell no, bro. You know, hell no. And her elbowing might have been like, whoa. You know, like that's her elbowing, like, whoa. Versus, you know, the way she represented it. I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened. Like I said, only discrepancy whether she knew for sure she was going to blow him before going into the bathroom, or that happened kind of by some, you know, whatever. But no, I do not believe that he forced her to do that at all. I do believe that he tried to take it to the next level, and then she stopped him. And then in her mind, somehow that got concocted into like, I'm going to say that he was assaulting me. You're like, that just sounds like the way these things happen. The dude is like the one who kind of like escalates it until he either gets, you know, like gets like, all right, we're good, or nope, I don't want to do that. And as long as the guy stops when the girl's like, whoa, I don't want to do that, then you stop. I mean, that's kind of like the way that these things go, right? I don't know. I mean, you know, like I said, I've been married for 15 years. I've been married for 14 and a half years. Okay. In my time prior to being married, the dude escalates until the girl's like, all right, that's enough. And then you just go, oh, all right, Jesus, sorry. You were sending all the wrong signals. Sorry. I mean, geez, now I feel kind of rapey though. Oh no, you're not rapey. I just don't want to do that. You're like, all right. You know, I don't know if now you're like, is it all right if I place my hand on the small of your back? They're all, Yes, that would be okay. All right. Is it all right if I nibble on your ear just a little bit? Not my ear, but you can nibble my neck. Ooh, okay. I'm going to slide my hand towards your stomach now. Ooh, I think I'd like that. All right. I'm going to raise my hand up towards your breasts now. On top of the shirt. Okay. Cool. I'm going to slide my other hand down your pants. No, you're not. Okay. All right. Understood. If you change your mind, you just let me know. That shit's fucking weird, man. Anyway, that's what I got. So subscribe to the channel, or if this shocked the shit out of you, then, you know, it was nice while it lasted. I would show this video to Gabrielle. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show this video to Gabrielle and laugh about it. But that's what I got. Love you guys. Peace.